Well, we're back and we have a real unique thing to share with you, a ministry side of having a boat tour that you might not be aware of. It's called Still Waters Charters. And if you've lost a loved one, you're going to want to find out what they do. Let's take a look.
Saying goodbye to a loved one is never easy, and the cost of an unexpected funeral service could be a huge burden to your family. At stillwaterscharters.com, we offer a unique celebration of life ceremony on the beautiful and serene waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Traveling on the calming waters with the scenic shoreline in the distance, we offer hope, peace, and comfort to families who are grieving. We scatter the ashes of your loved one along the surface of the waters and say goodbye at a fraction of the cost of a traditional service. Captain Jeff Rudolph, who is also an ordained minister, and our other United States Coast Guard licensed captains are professional and compassionate to help remove the stress and worry during your time of need. Upon the completion of a scattering service, we will provide a certificate of scattering that will commemorate the date, time, and GPS location of the service. Video and live streaming services are also available upon request. Visit stillwaterscharters.com for more information.
Well, that gives you a look at Still Waters Charters. I want to introduce to you the man behind the charters, and we have Jeff Rudolph with us, who is an ordained minister with the Assemblies of God and also a U.S. Coast Guard certified master captain. Did I say all that right?
Yes, you got it right.
Great to have you, Jeff.
Good to be here.
And you know, for our viewers to know, longtime pastor here in the area and other locations.
Yes.
For many years, people will remember Clearwater First Assembly, which became a Connect Church.
Right.
And you were the senior pastor there.
Yes.
But you have a new approach. This is one of the things you do, but we want to focus on why you started Still Waters, why that was important to you.
Well, 3 reasons. So I would say, number one, my brother Jim, who's the owner of Veterans Funeral Care here in Clearwater, told me of, what a great need there is for families to want to go out and scatter ashes on the water. And they would ask him, and they would put them together with fishing captains and people. And he said, we send them out with captains, but what would really be great is if they could go out with a captain who's also a minister, who could actually do the committal service on the boat.
Yeah.
So they would have a captain and a minister, a pastor, all in one. And, I thought about it. I said, that would be a great way to, even though I'm retired, from the ministry, from the church pastoring, but still a great way for me to reach people.
It brings a whole element to it.
And it's been amazing, the doors that have opened for me, and all the charter stuff that I do.
Yeah, and what, okay, so let's mention that too before we get back to Still Waters. There's a couple other charters you do, and then we're going to be showing on screen. Clearwater Luxury Cruises is one. You also do affordable boat tours. Those are pretty much scenic.
Yes.
Tours,
so I have 2 different boats.
Yeah.
And that I use, and I use one is a larger, more luxurious boat. And so I use that one in the Scatter the Ashes, the Still Waters Charters. Yeah. And I use it for Clearwater Luxury Cruises. And I have a smaller, it's called a Hurricane deck boat that I use for affordable boat tours because it's a way to give people a great day on the water, let them enjoy the beauty of the Clearwater area and take them to the islands, let them see dolphins, manatees, and enjoy, but not, that was another purpose, and not have to spend a ton of money. And so I try and make all the things that I do, I try to make it reasonable and affordable for people.
Can I just say that there's probably a number of retired pastors out there that would be very jealous of what you do. This is like a whole new level of retirement.
I hear it all the time. I do Facebook videos, and I'll be, and I'll say, good morning, Facebook friends and family, Captain Jeff here.
Oh my goodness.
And then I always end my videos, somebody has to do it, it might as well be me.
You may as well, it's a great second or third act, whatever you're doing.
Yes.
But you've been involved in boating and all of this for a long time. But back to Still Waters with the committal services and things you do out there, that you provide out there. What has been the reaction when people come and do this? Do they always know that you're a pastor and be involved in it? What has been the interaction on
Okay,
that?
so when they call, they know that I'm a captain, but I always share with them that I am a retired, ordained minister, that I was a pastor of a church for almost 40 years in the pastoral ministry, and kind of give it the soft sell and say, just so you know, I would be happy to do a Christian committal, a Christian burial. I would be happy to do that for you. And I'll tell you, I would say 95% of it has been over. I mean, they'll cry on the phone like, oh my gosh, we didn't know what we were going to do. We thought we were going to have to scatter them and you would just take us out and we would have to do it ourselves. But if you, blah, 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 if you can take it, I go, no, I do. I said, I've done hundreds of these, in my career. And I said, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
And then
That's another side of it because you've
Yeah.
done so much as a pastor.
as a pastor, right, funerals, burials,
Yeah.
doing, graveside services, memorial services. And
So then how do you, I'm almost saying, then you have to like tailor it for you're out and, how far out do you go?
well, by law, 3 miles out. But
Yeah.
I just look at it, Darlene. These are people who have gone through, a real tragedy, a death in
Yeah.
the family,
Yeah.
and they don't know which way to turn, where to go. And I just think it is a ministry. It's a way, and God's opened the door for me to gracefully talk to people. And whenever people, this is the way I look at it, when they're on my boat, they're a captive audience. So, and I can
Yeah.
just go by the leading of the Holy Spirit, whether I should be very careful, or if the Lord opens doors that I can, walk right through and talk to them about Jesus. And He has opened doors. It's just, we don't have a lot of time for me to tell you all the things that the people that have been on my boat, but I've had.
You've been able to win people to the Lord through it?
Not yet, but
Yeah.
but plant a seed, and
Yeah.
I've so many times I told them, I always say, look, I don't tell everybody this, but because they ask me, Captain Jeff, what do you do before that? I go, well, don't tell everybody. That's kind of the way I do it. But I was a pastor. Oh, you're kidding me. And then that always opens the door. I just recently had a young man say to me, I used to go to church. I went to a Southern Baptist church, but I haven't been in a long time. And I said, well, maybe we were supposed to meet today. Maybe this was a God appointment and you or your 11 other buddies are on my boat for a bachelor party, And I talked to him about the Lord whenever the guys were on the beach partying.
I love
He
this.
stayed on the boat with me, and I talked to him about Jesus. I talked to him about his soul. And so, it just depends how the conversation goes and how the day goes. And I just try and hear the
I
voice
love
of
it.
God.
I love it. I love this. Now, full disclosure, I'm going to give a little plug too. You are still, you're not pastoring, but I'm going to give Living Stones Church a
Yes.
plug that you're helping with and a new church plant
Yes.
there. And so God's still using
In
you
Oldsmar.
in Oldsmar. Yes.
Our old friend, Pastor
and
Ken
Ken
Hope.
Hope,
Yeah.
the pastor, well known to us here at CTN, and I'm going to have him on Bay Focus in the future. But so you're still doing that. But has this been just a shorter version on this? What's the transition from pastoring to doing this? Do you feel that the time was right? Do you have a peace about it? Do you miss the senior pastoring?
It is so funny that you asked that because I can't even tell you how many people ask me that question. And, the day that I transitioned, I knew it's a long story, but the Lord opened a door for me to retire from the ministry and to do this. And people are like, wow, how can you do that? You're only 64 years old, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I know that I know on the inside that I'm walking the path that I'm supposed to walk, that season of my life is over. And the Lord is going to use me in the captaining, boating ministry because it's necessary. I mean, there's
I love it.
There's thousands of ways to reach people for Jesus.
All right. Yeah, I did. This is so creative and such a totally out of the box.
Yep.
Next chapter in life.
Yep.
I just find in ministry, just give us the pitch. Give us the pitch for not only Stillwaters, but all the ways that they can connect with you as a boat captain.
Well, okay, so
Well, no, give me your title. I like
yeah,
that one.
like I was
Yeah, I
saying,
like
the people
that.
at church call me Pastor Master Captain because I have a 50-ton Master Captain's license, which is
Yeah.
over the normal charter license,
Yeah.
so I have more experience and all that.
I
So,
like Pastor Master. Well, say it again.
Pastor Master Captain, yeah. So they
Let's say that 3 times in a
I'll
row.
walk in. Good morning, Pastor Master. They'll say that. But no, I have I do
Yeah.
tours and
Yeah.
and have 2 different companies with the tours. the luxury, Clearwater luxury cruises and affordable boat tours.
Yep.
Take people out. I would say, you know, if you have family coming
Yep.
in from out of town and you want to go have a good time on the water, call me.
And then Still Waters, I want to make sure we do Still Waters charters. If you want to do an at-sea committal
Yes.
burial,
Yes.
and I love the ministry side of that. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah,
so
thanks for
much,
having me
Pastor
today.
Master
Yes.
Jeff, for coming on today.
It was my pleasure.
It was a little Star Wars to me. I don't know, just
Yeah.
a little.
I didn't make it up. They did.
Okay. And I want to thank you for tuning in today. Thank you so much. And also want to remind you to get the book from Paul